Okay, let's get into then Fans Pulse Lap 2 of Episode 1 of 2026. Do you have a discussion topic that you'd love us to tackle on a future episode of 360 Speedway? You know what to do. Email us, message us, WhatsApp us, or indeed comment below this very video, and we will absolutely take it on board and plan in your suggestion, and it might well become a discussion topic in the coming weeks. Okay then, let's get underway with Fans Pulse Lap 2. We know that you at home all enjoy our current and former rider interviews. We very much wanted to continue with that in 2026. We won't promise one every week, but we'll do our best to keep them coming over the course of the season ahead. In one of our December episodes, I did pledge to bring on for a chat some young guns who are beginning to take the sport by storm. And I'm delighted to say that I've honoured that pledge on week 1 of 2026, as we can now introduce and speak to the young man of the moment. His talent, his personality have truly caught the attention of Speedway fans everywhere, and a few team managers besides. Welcome to 360 Speedway Super Cooper Rushton. Hey Cooper.
Hello, thank you for having me on. I enjoyed doing the interview, so yeah, thank you.
Listen, you're more than welcome. And Cooper, listen, probably more than any other rider, you've had quite a few mentions on 360 Speedway last year, and that's only because through your own efforts and through your personality that you really have caught the attention of us guys and the wider Speedway community, Cooper. I'm going to ask you, who do you take after? Is it mum or dad, Cooper? Where do you get that smiley personality from?
A bit of both, really, it's just, I grew up in Essex, I'm a cheeky chappy, always smiling and, always out there, so yeah, just a bit of both, really, and, it was a crazy season last season, and it was cool to, when we stepped up to nationally to get our name out there and be recognised, it was cool, but yeah, no, we keep working away.
And listen, I managed to master your surname at long last, because for many weeks I was calling you Cooper Rushton. I don't know where the Rushton came from, so apologies for that, Cooper. Listen, at 15 years young, you really are amongst the most talked about emerging riders in the sport, quite frankly. With that profile, Cooper, how do you sleep at night? How do you get to sleep, Cooper?
I mean, I think you just got to kind of do your own journey and just focus on the road ahead. It's last season it was a good season, definitely, for sure, and like I said, we got our name out there, and but we've still got so much to learn yet, and we're not a world champion just yet, so we've got to keep chipping away, and when we get that gold medal, then hopefully it can be talked about more, but for now, just keep chipping away and remember I'm still young and just work away next season.
I've just noticed you're wearing your Kings Lynn pyjamas. We'll talk about Kings Lynn and 2026 shortly, Cooper, but you mentioned 2025 last season as being a big one for you, and outside looking in, it looks like you and all involved in Team Rushton really had a good time. You did some hard yards, you travelled out to Europe, etc. And I'm just looking at some of the highlights from last year. So you had the SGP3 success and that vital experience gained in racing in Slovenia and in the Czech Republic. Spectacular performances in the NDL and NDT with Leicester and Kings Lynn, and I believe that you averaged over the season a 10 plus average, Cooper, which is pretty damned impressive. Third placed in the British under 19 final at Workington towards the end of the season, and a whole lot more besides. In reflection, Cooper, 2025 wasn't a bad year at all for Team Rushton.
Definitely not. No, it's not only like with the accolade, it was great. I was not expecting it going into the season. It took us by surprise a bit, but it was more the fact of last season going into it, me and Dad and Mum and that said, we said it's just got to be a season for learning. That's what the National League's all about. So that's what we went in there for, and we've definitely learned a lot along the way. Having some meetings, having 4 rides back to back, we've learned to keep fit, definitely, and lots of changes with the bikes, really, just to prepare us for the future, and that's what it was all about. But I aim to go into the season to increase the average, maybe step up number 2 and into the main body. But yeah, like I said, it took us a bit by surprise, and yeah, I think some of the experience on the 250s I tried to take with me onto the 500, which I think definitely helped out a bit. Don't get me wrong, at times, you hang off for 250, and I worked out pretty fast that hanging off a 500 doesn't end so well. So yeah, it's just little things like that. But we took a couple bits off of it, and yeah, we kind of produced what we did, and yeah, I'm really grateful for it. And yeah, thanks to the family for putting in all the miles, and the sponsors for getting me to the tracks.
It was great fun watching it, Cooper. Outside looking in, I'm not closely connected to you, but I enjoyed watching some of the trips that you and your dad had, and just some of the videos and some of the insight that you guys provided. Is it possible, Cooper? Given the kind of haze, if you like, that 2025 must have been for you. Can you put your finger on perhaps one or two of the key things that you gained or you learned most last season?
Yeah, it's there was definitely a lot of things we learned. Like I say, one of them was body position, especially. The reactions of the 500s are far different to the 250s, and I think in a way the 500s were easier to set up at times. We found on the 250s the struggle with tweaking a tiny setup made a huge difference, whereas on the 500 I feel you have to make a bigger change to feel that difference. And yeah, it was just working away, and Dad has a notes on his phone of every track we've been to, of every setup. So that was just little things like that, just dialing in the setup, well, trying to get the setups dialed in, and just writing them down so I remember for the future. But it was, yeah, just 250s. Sometimes with jets and stuff like that, you don't change very often. So it's just working out what to do when, and then temperatures and all that business. It's a big head mess, but yeah, we've still got so much to learn, and we've only just touched the surface of all setups. So that was a big thing, and another big thing is body position, throttle, and things like that on the start. Because as we all know, if you're making gates, you're making your life very well, not very, but much easier in speedway terms. So yeah, that was my main focus for this season, trying to improve gating and just trying those different things, clutch plates, springs, and we found something that we feel works okay for us, so we're just going to keep working away at that, and then adapting body position, throttles, and yeah, all of that. So that's all to keep learning next season, I'm sure.
It's actually brilliant to hear you identify these things, Cooper. But your body position on a bike might not be the number one thing that some supporters might think that riders have to pay too much attention to, because you just do these things naturally. But to be thinking about it and trying to optimise it is quite pleasant to hear. One more question, and then I'll pull in some of the lads to speak to you, Cooper. What's the family connection with Speedway? Were you always destined to be a Speedway rider, Cooper Rushton?
Well, my dad grew up on the grass track, and that's how I kind of got into the sport. He sadly had to quit when he was 13 years old due to financial reasons, and then he came back when he was 21, did a bit of Speedway, and then quit again and came back when he was 42, I believe. And did some grass again on the GT140 class, which was always good fun to watch, a bit sketchy at times, but yeah, now it's the Speedway's kind of took over a bit, and we're obviously very busy with that, so he's kind of chilled, well, not chilled out now, he's pretty more busy now, but he's mechanicking now and on a different side of the sport, and yeah, he introduced it to me, and got a little PW50, which I'm sure a lot of people, well, pretty much everyone started on, and kind of worked our way up through the grass track, and yeah, we adapted into the Speedway at 8 years old, and here I am today.
Good for you, Carol Rushton. I know you can hear me in the background, so doing it for us old guys, Carol. Well done to you, Simon. I'm going to bring you in now. Simon Lambert. Once upon a time, you were a bright-eyed 16-year-old about to make your way into the Speedway world. Do you have admiration for some of the massive step that young Cooper has signed up to take this season, Simon?
Listen, obviously with the National League, I did running the Steelers this year. First time I see Cooper race was, I think he'd scored 20 points at Bellevue, was it Bank Holiday Friday? He raced over to Scunny and scored 15 that night against me. So I was like, yeah, nice to meet you, mate. But yeah, I mean, you are the real deal, to be fair. I'll give you a minute of blowing smoke out your bum and that's it till I meet you on track. But you're always smiling, you're always happy. You got obviously a good family behind you, good backing. To be fair, you couldn't probably be at two better clubs professionally and everything this year. When I was 15 years old, the big name then was Josh Horsey, and Lewis Bridger. And to be fair, you've kind of done what Bridger's done. He jumped in at the deep end. Obviously, reading the AGM news tonight, you're not even going to be a rising star. You're going to go in at number 6, I'm guessing. So, mate, fair play to you. Just go out and enjoy it. And any advice, like I said to you a few times last year, you got a wise head on young shoulders. The throttle goes both ways, but just never forget those that look after you from the start, because we're British, mate. We have to stick together. A lot of people come over here and do take the mick and abuse the system a bit. But yeah, just remember those that look after you, mate, and just enjoy it. You'll get some flack, you'll get this, you'll get that, you'll be a hero one night, a zero the next. It's life. But fair play to you, mate. You are like the next Darcy Ward, really, but British. So, and I think the biggest thing in your favour is the hype was about Kernsey, whereas you were just underneath him. But I think the potential was you'll take off this year, mate. And I wish, honestly, mate, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you every success with it. Just go and smash it. Just go smash it, mate. Just go smash it.
Isn't he a nice lad, Simon Lambert? Stuart Robson, I'll bring you in. Stuart, you also have trodden that path that young Cooper is about to follow in 2026. We've talked about Cooper on 360 a number of times, Stuart. He's an impressive young prospect, isn't he?
Very much so. And he's made a big name for himself last year, made massive strides in the sport, and really, really good to see. So, yeah, I remember being my first season, similar thing, I was still in school. And when I was still in school, I think I might have still been in school because I was 16 at the end of the year, so starting the following year. I think I left school at 16 and was in the team at Newcastle. So, doing exams, etc. So hopefully, it didn't bother me at the time. You just get on and do it. But hopefully, you're not going to feel any kind of pressure, because obviously you've got your exams which you're going to study for, as well as concentrate on racing and keeping fit, etc. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, is it going to bother you, or do you think, yeah, I'll just take it in my stride, or what's the?
Yeah, I think we just gotta get there and give it a go. It's exams are important, but they're not the be all and end all. And I study as hard as I can, and I try and do it in the van to try and stay on top of things and try and get in the lessons I've missed, because missing one lesson is quite hard when you come back. So yeah, I think we just got to try and take it in our stride and just try and not forget about them, because we know how quickly this sport can change, and we just got to always have that in the back of our mind and get the exams out of the way. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be, it's probably stressful at times, I don't doubt it. It's kind of the given, and but just let's go for it. You only live once.
What's your stronger and weaker subjects, Cooper, at school?
Oh, my strong subjects are maths and English, which is quite handy.
Hello, you count all your money.
Yeah, hopefully. Only needs to count pound notes, so it's alright. Engineering is a strong one as well, so
good, that's handy.
A weak one, I'm not so good at French, but they don't do a lot of Speedway in France, so we should be alright.
Well, Simon Lambert's your man for that. He knows all about French Speedway. Crabby, I'll let you speak to Cooper, Crabby, but I know, Crabby, that you are quite impressed by this young man, but I'll let you share that with Cooper directly.
Well, the thing impresses me. I just see all your results and what have you, and amazing what you've done. But you know what? Every time you do an interview, and you've done it today, you're always smiling, always happy. What a great attitude towards it all. I'm just pleased you're a young English lad. Because we need the young Brits, don't we? We've got to keep pushing you young Brits forward. Can I ask you, Cooper, do you have anybody behind you, anybody helping you other than you and your family particularly? You don't have a big name helping you, advising you or anything?
We have some support from some guys. You know, we spoke to Crumpy a bit, and yeah, but Sean Wilson's also our engine tuner, and when we go around there, I don't know, Simon, you've been there, and yeah, you always get a good chat out of him, and he's always great for advice like that. But to be fair, like everywhere we've been, there's always been riders that have always been happy to you know, been helping ask questions. You know, I remember I spoke to Nikolai quite a lot when at Kings Lynn last year, you know, just asking little bits with setups and stuff, and he was more than happy to tell us. And you know, I think that's great because, you know, I get it, you know, people don't want to always tell the setups, and that's completely fair enough. And but I just think it's cool when they're helping the young guys. I know if I ever get to that stage in my career where I'm at a top level, then I always want to help the youth because they're the future of this generation. And you know, I know that I'd have been there once, so it's nice to, you know, get that support. And it is tough sometimes, but no, not necessarily like we haven't got not anyone behind us at the moment, but we're, you know, me and Dad and the family were working it out, and we have a great board of sponsors with us, and yeah, but like I say, everyone's happy to help, so yeah, it's great.
Well, I'll tell you what,
thing, mate, and be
whatever you're doing right, and carry on doing it. That's all I reckon. You know, amazing, and I hope it works great for you this year as well. I'm sure it will, as you say. There'll be ups and downs. There'll be happy days, disappointing days, but you've got your head screwed on. You'll fix it. You'll sort it, I'm sure. And Sean's a good old boy. You know why he's a good lad, though, don't you? Yorkshireman, you see. We're all the same. That's why.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Yeah. Cooper, listen, Cooper. You know, you know, these guys are saying what they want to naturally say to you, and you do impress a lot of people just by your personality, etc. Talking of which, you mentioned cheeky chappiness, but I want to know truly, and Dad's in the background, so Dad could chip in here. Does Cooper Rushton? Is Cooper Rushton really a bad loser? Do you really throw some straws and have the odd tantrums, Cooper Rushton?
No, I mean, I try to, you know, stay calm because it's, don't get me wrong, every rider gets frustrated. A loser, no one wants to be a loser. So it's, you know, you always want to be first across that line. But, you know, you've just got to contain that moment and, you know, go around, wave to the fans. And, yeah, they're here paying our wages and supporting us. So, you know, they're the first priority. And then come in, maybe have a little word with yourself, nothing crazy, and then yeah. But I do, you know, I think some riders, there's some helmet smashing and things like that, and that's the thing that's saving your life. So that's definitely not one of the things. Max push is a glove throw, and that's as far as it goes because they can't get hurt. So
mild-mannered Cooper Rushton, I like it. Listen, if you're enjoying the discussion with Cooper Rushton, and why wouldn't you? And if you're watching on YouTube or indeed listening on Spotify or another podcast service, right now hit down and press that little thumbs up button just to show your appreciation, and do it for Cooper if you won't do it for me. Cooper, let's talk now about the season ahead, because I think it's pretty easy to see that how the coming season will be even bigger and even better than last year. Certainly some challenges for you, no doubt about that. Am I right in saying, Cooper, you turn that magical Sweet 16, is it in March your birthday falls?
Yeah. March 29th, yeah.
Just in time for the Speedway season. That's perfect planning by Mum and Dad. So let's have a look at the clubs that you're about to join and some of your new teammates. So in the Premiership, Kings Lynn have just about announced their entire side. I think there's maybe just one rider yet to announce, or maybe that's now been announced. I'm not quite sure. But Kings Lynn, Cooper, you've got a bit of a sort of personal family connection to the Stars, right?
Yeah, they've. I've been a mascoting at the club on and off since I was 12 years old. So it's been a big part of my career, really. I guess you could say up to this point. And our Buster Keith Chapman, he's an absolute great guy there, and he's always helped us along the way. And I love it there. I love the people. I love the stadium. I love the track, and it's fairly local in speedway terms. It's 2.5 hours, so in speedway terms, it's local. But yeah, it's been my home track growing up, and as a young guy at 12 years old, I just wanted we wanted a place to ride, and that was the place where we kind of were destined to ride. And I did some laps around there, thought this was all right, and I said to Dad that this would be the dream to come here and be in the Premiership. And it was quite surreal when we made the deal happen.
Yeah.
It was just one of them crazy moments, and getting added to that group chat and seeing you've got Max Frick on your WhatsApp was a crazy thing as a 16-year-old. So it's going to be tough, but I can't thank Buster, Rob, Dale, everyone that's made this happen and given me the opportunity, and I'll give it my all.
And presumably, Cooper, you mentioned some of your teammates, Max and Jan Quetch, and Chris Hammock, Chris Harris is in there as well, to name but three of your teammates. But it must be reassuring. It must be comfortable to you. You've done plenty of laps around that track, so to at least have that familiarity as you embark on your Premiership career there must be some factored in benefits, I guess, of signing for Kingsland.
Yeah, definitely. It's we already know the kind of organisation there and how they run it as such. So that's good from that point of view. And I think the way they've built teams looks really strong, in my opinion. And I think, they've announced the rising star of Jody Scott today, who's someone who I've grew up with for my whole career, pretty much. Even from my first go on a speedway bike at Rye House, I was riding with him there. So it's kind of been. I've been together the whole time, and riding with him in the Young Stars this in 2025 was we've got that kind of bond, so we can bounce off each other, and having the experience of Max, Bomber, Ben, Young, Paco, it's gonna be hopefully great, and we can learn from them boys, and just chipping away.
I actually think it could be a fun season. I mentioned on 360 last year, I was quite intrigued by the team that the Stars put together last year, and for various reasons, Ben Cook's injury, etc., it didn't quite materialise on track. But with Max an out-and-out number one, and Jan in the team, and Bowman and Ben Cook, to your point, Cooper, yes, there's some more inexperienced riders on the side. Paco doesn't have too much experience at Premiership, or certainly not around that circuit. But I personally think that the Stars could be in for a very strong season.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, like I say, the team's built really strong, and we've spoken to Paco a couple of times. We saw him when we was in La Liga in Italy, and he's a great guy. He's always up for a laugh in the pits, and it's good. It's good for team morale, and keep us all laughing and keep the nerves away. So. I think it's built really well, and just give it a go and see to get a Premiership trophy in the first season would be an absolute crazy dream. But we'll sure give it a go, and I can see it on the horizon. We just got to keep going and working towards it.
Listen, I don't doubt it for a second. And if Kingsland in the Premiership are looking for a much improved season from last year, your Championship side will be hard pressed, Cooper, to repeat quite what they managed to achieve last season, because you're also now a pool pirate and a 007 impersonator.
It's I think signing there was when they came through with the offer, it was kind of a no-brainer in a way. It's about 4 hours from home, so it's not too bad. It's just there's everyone knows it's such a well-run club, and we can tell by the results in the last couple of years. they've got teammates. So Will, we've rode with the last couple of years. So it's hopefully we can bond well there and just work the track out and get the home set up right, and hopefully banging some points is the plan. But it's just going to be another learning curve really, and it's an English and Aussie team, so we're fairly local, and there's some experience. Rich has done a couple laps around there in his time, so hopefully we can get a couple of ideas of setup from him. And but yeah, no, it's all exciting, and I cannot wait to get on track with both teams, and just get out there and drop the clutch with some of the big boys.
It'll happen before too much longer. It does mean though, Cooper, I've got to say out loud, it does mean that it brings you and I into direct conflict as rivals. Glasgow and Poole have got a bit of a thing together, and as likeable as you are, Cooper, it does mean that I'm on the other side of the fence from you. But if you can excuse that on me, then I'll excuse that in you, if that's all right. Cooper, let's talk tassels, Cooper Rushton. They are a very defining sort of image feature for you, very retro, very flamboyant. I personally love seeing them. Was there any issues, Cooper, in insisting that you keep the tassels with the Pirates and the Stars?
Well, in the deal, it's tassels or no contract in the Russian camp, it was a must. It's part of who I am as such. So it's it was just something that I've had the last couple of years, and it'd be cool. But we'll have to. Hopefully we'll both get tassels, but it's both teams can have tassels. It's just what colour will they be, and then we'll see. But it'll be cool to go out on track on your debut with tassels. But we'll see.
Bring back the tassels. That's what I say. And my final question, really, Cooper, is listen. 2026 is going to be super big enough for all the reasons that we've just been discussing, but I imagine that on the international stage, you would quite like to be brought into the sort of Team GB fold, and pick up some experience and wearing the Great Britain race jacket once again.
Yeah, that's one of my goals definitely for this year, is to get that GB suit would be unreal. It's the under 19s would be that the pairs, the under 19 European pairs would be a great thing to get the opportunity to ride in, and just get on the 500s on the European stage, and race against some of them boys on some different track surfaces. We've done obviously a bit on the tip with the 250s abroad, and I loved it there. So to continue on to the 500 would be absolutely amazing, and learn to set up the bike different ways out there, and give it a go. I know that SLN2 is in Prague, I believe, this year in May, I think it was. So that's definitely something that I'd like to be in. But there's some other guys who I'm up against competing for that spot. So if I can give my all till May, and I want to give my all the whole season. But if I can do very well till May, and Neil and Jackie, if you're watching this, can I have a spot?
I'm sure Neil and Jackie might be looking in. Listen, Cooper Rushton, we are super excited for you. I said that to you just off camera before we started this interview, and regardless of team rivalries and all that good stuff, we can distinctly tell that you're a bit of a talent. You're a lovely lad, great personality, and as the guys have been saying, you seem to have all the attributes to go far in the sport. And we, on behalf of 360 Speedway and our viewers, wish you every success in the season ahead. Thank you for taking time to speak to us on 360 Speedway.
Thank you very much for having me on. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that's helped me this season, my sponsors. You can check them out at Cooper Rushton Racing on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you to everyone that's made it happen. Thanks to my family, and cheers to a good season ahead.
Stay tuned.
Good luck to you, Rushton.
Stay tuned, don't do a thing.
Yeah.
Fans Pulse Lap 3 will start automatically. We will be talking about the Australian Championships.